Good evening, everybody. It's really a sad memory for us that we have lost a legend, the founder president of IAGES and father of laparoscopy. Dr. Udwadia, as we know, was a great soul, and though he is not with us, but he has lived the life of a legend, and he will be guiding us, and he'll be in our memories for years to come, because
Rajaram, can you ask Goa people to unmute?
Yes, sir. I'll keep on talking with them.
People to unmute?
Sir, yes, sir. Yes, I'll keep on talking with them.
so now, am I audible, sir? Hello, Rajaram? Yes, sir, you are audible. Okay, thank you. Good evening, friends. Today, we are paying tribute to a legend, father of laparoscopy in India, founder president of IAGES, a great soul. As far as myself concerned, very rarely people like him comes to this world. Mahatma Gandhi, very rare leader. Like that in the field of surgery, in the field of teaching, Professor Udwadia, it's a very rare personality. Once in 100 years or once in 200 years, such a person may appear in the world and do wonders. We all call him as a father of laparoscopy surgery in India. He's a very warm person, a dynamic personality. I have not seen such a dynamic personality. If there is a meeting, if he enters into that hall, all of a sudden full vibrations start and everybody will become energetic and vibrated. Very dynamic personality. A great teacher, inspiring teacher. He not only taught ethics, he followed in his in his entire career, ethics, taught all his students, many of his students all over the country. They're doing excellent work. And not only in our country, throughout the world, made them great surgeons. He taught everybody excellent bedside manners. Professor Udwadia, he always talks very briefly. He is a great orator. I'm a fan of his speeches and his style of English. Great surgeon. Punctuality. He is very particular about punctuality. He is a great sports person too, great golfer. He is a great visionary. All these are very rare qualities. 1991 ASI conference at Hyderabad, he declared hereafter laparoscopic surgery is going to be the future of surgical field in our country. That's happening now. And he is a great warrior. Till the last minutes, for over a decade, he battled for his life. And till the end, he was battling. But at the same time, he never failed to attend any IAGES meeting whenever he is well. For his family, he is a devoted husband. For his children, he is a loving father. He has got a lot of concern for the poor, like Mahatma Gandhi. He is a concern for the poor. For me, he is always a hero. Not only for me, for most of the surgeons, most of us assembled here. For all of us, he is a hero. He founded IAGES in the year 1993. He traveled length and breadth of the whole country. And IAGES propagating a laparoscopic surgery. IAGES is always close to his heart. He is very keen in training more and more young surgeons, so that the poorest of the poor in the remote place also can get the benefit out of his, this laparoscopic surgery. I was lucky to have his blessings when I assumed president last February 2022, on 12th February 2022, I requested him to come and bless me at Coimbatore, but he said, my blessings always there, but because of my health, I am not supposed to travel. I requested him to come online, and he was very kind enough to bless me online when I assumed
charge as president of IAGES. And I was also fortunate in a way that last IAGES function was, he was the chief guest. He attended that Paul Sania program organized at Bombay for the inaugural function. He was the chief guest. And on that function, I requested him to adorn this collar, presidential collar, to get his blessings. So he was very happy and willingly he adorned this collar on me. He is a recipient of so many awards, Lifetime Achievement Award of IAGES, Sages Millennium Award, B.C. Rai Award, Padma Shri Award in 2006 and Padma Bhushan Award in 2017. And I just, before I end this speech, I just request them to play a small presentation in memory of him. This is within this short time I prepared this.
Every year, at the IAGES, we open all the changes in the strange
I think this is the B.C. Rai Award, Padma Shri Award in 2006, Padma Bhushan Award in 2017, and this is the last program of IAGES he has attended along with our friends at Bombay, JJ Hospital. Ramesh Punjani is there, so many other leaders are there. I was very fortunate to have him in that function as our chief guest. He was addressing. This is an important moment in my life. I was very lucky and fortunate that he adorned the collar on that day to me. I consider that as a great blessing. With this, see, only yes, the soul has departed from his body. Only body disappeared. He is living with us. His soul is with us. And we always try to follow his footsteps and take IAGES to a greater heights. Jai Hind.
Now, wherever we are, we will We will rise for the silence for 1 minute, wherever we are. Stand at your place for silence for 1 minute. Kindly be seated. Now I'll request our past president of IAGES, again a legend in himself, Dr. Pradeep Chaudhary, to kindly pay his tributes. You can unmute, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, I think it's very difficult to say anything about Dr. Udwadia. I have known him when he was the president of ASI, and we had the Congress in Delhi. And since then, I think he has a tremendous contribution. It's very difficult to narrate. I think every moment of his life has been devoted to for the development of the surgery, for the teaching and training. And of course, he was a loving family person, and he, with all the devotion to the whole family and also the extended family. I think we all have been fortunate that we are all in this era where Dr. Udwadia has been with us for a fairly long time. And why I say is long time, that, you know, it takes long time for us to imbibe his qualities. So in one word, I'm sure we all will miss him physically, but I know that IAGES will be blessed always with his vision and with his ideas, what IAGES should be. And I'm sure all the office bearers and all the members of IAGES will make sure that we follow his footsteps, follows his views, so that we feel at least that we are better than today than what we were yesterday. So with that, I think IAGES will always be blessed by him, if not physically, by virtually, by emotionally, and of course by his soul. And whatever we are doing, we should be conscious that it should be according to his vision of what IAGES should be. We all are very, very lucky to have known him and to have inspired his vision. We feel definitely we will miss him physically. So our condolence to the family and also the extended family, which is the IAGES family and many other organizations which he had the opportunity to be led by him. So thank you very much.
Next, I request Professor B. Krishna Rao, sir, to say a few words. I request all the speakers to restrict to 2 minutes so that everybody can tell a few words. Krishna Rao, sir. Sir, please unmute, sir.
Mr. President, thank you for asking me to give my views on our association with late Prof T E Udwadia. I came into his contact when he was president of ASI, and I happened to be on the executive council of ASI. He impressed me by his knowledge, kindness, affection, and the care he bestowed on all of us. And in particular, he was very appreciative of a family get-together. We have been together in many national and international conferences, and Professor Udwadia had never ever shown a wry face to anyone during his tenure in the various associations. He has reached the highest level of recognition in surgery internationally as well as nationally. His aim was to include endoscopy into the IAGES curriculum, and after about 25 years of existence of IAGES, the endoscopic curriculum came into the IAGES teaching capacity and has been appreciated by him not only once, on many occasions, and telling me that he appreciated the input from us onto the endoscopic procedure. Hampton was dear to our family, and whenever we met, we had kind words and inquiries about my family, the family welfare, and the progress of my family. We all miss him, but we should continue to maintain the aims and his objectives in relation to surgery, and in particular his PET laparoscopic surgery. I'm sure each and every one of us in the IAGES will be missing him, and as the successor of president of the IAGES after him, I was in deep contact with him and appreciating his leadership, which has shown us a way in for us to proceed in future. I convey my condolences to his family members and also to our IAGES brother, and wish that his ideas lead us to a higher level of our activity. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir. I request President-elect Iswaramurthy to say a few words.
Can you hear me, President? Thank you, President. My dear senior colleagues, PC members, ladies and gentlemen, words will fail to express all our grief, but it is a difficult situation to accept our founding father, Padma Bhushan Professor Udwadia, is no more with us. But I'm sure his legacy will continue to prevail and flourish and guide us. I can only see two situations. One, I think it is 2000 in SAGES, Atlanta. First time when I was traveling as a traveling fellow there to US, I met him face to face when he was giving a scintillating, inspirational speech on the development of laparoscopy in India amidst 2000 spellbound SAGES members, and followed by a standing ovation. That's the first time I met, and really admire his conviction to guide all of us in this minimal access surgery. I'm sure he has lots of attributes. I'm a small minuscule of these 10,000 members now we have as a family. And lately in the last 3 years, as the capacity of honorary secretary, later as the president-elect, I was able to interact with him both while we are arranging the Indo-UK Surgicon and also when we had the COVID task force with Zamir Basa and the team and Sunil Papat, and later also with the master classes when we arrange. He is always very receptive, appreciative of all our efforts to propagate this knowledge of minimal access surgery. I'm sure all the 17, all our past presidents have a story to tell because they all lived the life and they all had the guidance and to take the IAGES to a greater glory. But when I asked him, this is what he said about how to manage a patient.
I would say that think of your patient as your relative and treat your patient as though that is your relative. With not only technical skill, but with human approach and kindness. And always remember that a clean practice is the greatest reward a surgeon can give himself.
I'm sure he'll be with us always, and he'll be guiding us with the eternal life. And we pray for Almighty to have a peace, and I'm sure his soul will be with us and guide all our IAGES soldiers and all the surgeons across the world. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Ishwar. And I request Sunil Papat. Sunil Papat, immediate past president, is he there? Ravindranath is there? Dr. Ravindranath is also not there. Dr. M.G. Bhatt. Now I request our past president and advisor Kuldeep Singh to say a few words. Please restrict 2 minutes. Within 2 minutes, please finish. So many peers, speakers are willing to speak. Please. Kuldeep Singh, sir, are you online? Please unmute, sir. Please Dr. Abhay Dalvi is there? Kuldeep Singh, sir, you unmute and speak, sir. Unmute, sir. Sir, please unmute your computer.
Okay. Now you can hear me, Mr. President?
Yeah, please go on, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This is the day to remember a great person, a great personality in the field of general surgery and minimal access surgery. A great visionary person to whom I remember from the day 1992 at the first his training program. I was trained in Hinduja Hospital. I used to travel from Ludhiana to Delhi to Bombay, and he used to he likes his respect and his liking was for each and every member of IAGES family. But some people were very, very special. And I take it that very fortunate to be one of them. And he never said to me no at any time. I remember the way, see the respect he commands. And every member of IAGES family will endorse that. During the Delhi conference, when it was going, the general body decided that the next conference will be in Ludhiana. And with the unanimous opinion, but sitting at the dais, he said, Kuldeep. He used to call me Kuldeep rather than Kuldeep. That Kuldeep, listen, this is my request, that it should go to Chennai and then to the big cities, to the east side, Calcutta. I said, yes, sir. Then again, I remember that day, John Thana Kumar's house. We went, he called me to the kitchen of Dr. John Thana Kumar. The way that person, the commanded the respect. He said that you are in the line of being the president, but Kuldeep, listen, MG Bhatt is senior to you. Let it be MG Bhatt, and next time you will be there. That was the family he created. And I said yes. So that man, a gentleman, and at any time when I called him to Ludhiana for the conference, he was always there. So my all condolence to the family, to the IAGES family, to my all dear friends, to all my dear colleagues, and we will really miss him. But all his teachings, all his whatever he taught us, so we will follow that. Thank you so much, Mr. President, giving me this time.
Yeah. Sir, I request Dr. Zamir Basha.
Thank you. Thank you.
Term 10 IAGES Udwadia. The name that has been indelibly marked in everyone's life. And he has been an integral part of everyone's soul for the past 3 decades. And this gentleman par excellence has not only been a mentor, a friend, a guide, a philosopher, but an integral part of your family. As been in many of the associations that I have been associated with. And when he asked me this question as, why are you joining this association? And my answer was, because of you, sir. He asked me why? Because we want to follow your footsteps. We want to be following you all the time because you have inspired us, you have motivated us, and that is when the cards of friendship struck between both of us. And this went on to in different realms of our lives, right from speaking to Kwashad Madam on various occasions, discussing various family matters, to taking Roshad as a part of her family, and to spending hours together in golf course one-to-one for hours. He would promise me when I come to faculty to the CMAST, he would say, there will be a computer letter, and down under he would write in his own word, I promise you a round of golf when you come to Mumbai. And so much so he would keep his word to pick me up in his car at 5 a.m. in the morning, and 6 a.m. we would be off, and 4 hours together. And then we will come back and do our work in the CMAST. And this has been a man, a most pleasing personality, always very amiable. And he has always struck a chord of a fatherly figure in me all the time. And this would go on forever. Looking forward to teeing off with you in heaven, sir. Until we meet again, adieu, bye. Thank you.
I request Dr. Raman Goyal to say a few words.
Mr. President, I think Dr. Subhash Khanna and Dr. Saindev are also there. They're senior to me. So
I will call them.
Okay, all right. So I think Professor Udwadia had been close to all of us, and everybody has memories, and my memories of last 6 years, when I took over as the treasurer, I had multiple meetings with him and Dr. H.G. Doctor, at CMAST and then IMAST, where we discussed various issues which were plaguing IAGS at that time. And one thing that I always appreciated about his clarity of thoughts. Whatever is the problem, he had a simple solution to complex problems. Simple solutions to complex questions I raised him in my interview, which I did recently in 2020. I'm sure most of you have seen that interview. And these are the hallmarks of a genius who doesn't come pre-prepared. He was spontaneous in answers and finding solutions to problems. So I think his concern for spread of laparoscopy in the country, for its accessibility to poor people, to make sure that he was of the view that even non-surgeons or rural surgeons should also do laparoscopy, is a great tribute to a man who was so specialized in a field that he could understand that to spread it to the nook and corner of this country, we need to train more and more surgeons. So I think I have so many memories, just like each one of you. I asked him a question during the interview, what are your expectations from IAGS? And he said that every president who has come has lived up to his expectations and more than that. And he's very hopeful, and he expects that presidents in future will take it further as all the presidents have done it in past. So I think that shows his optimism and his belief in the leadership of IAGS and the future. So I think thank you so much, and my condolences to all of us who believed that he's not only a fatherly figure, he was like a father for all of us, and to all his physical family. Thank you so much.
Jan Danakumar is there. Abhay Dalvi? No. I request Dr. Saindev Das Gupta from Calcutta to say a few words.
Good evening. Am I audible?
Audible.
Thank you, Mr. President, for inviting me to say a few words. I just remember one incident a long time back about Professor Udwadia. We were going to Kannur. Venki had arranged a hernia congress in Kannur. And I landed at Coimbatore Airport, and I was told that I will be traveling with Professor Udwadia and Mrs. Udwadia. Together, we will go to Kannur. So for the long journey, it took about 3-4 hours. He asked me like a father about everything, about my family, what my daughters were doing. And he advised me so well that you should tackle this situation like this, like that, just like my own father would do. And I was so moved by his concern about everything. Personal approach to a student that moved me very much. And ultimately, during that hernia congress, I presented a paper, Why Do Open Hernia Repairs in This Era? I compared the cost and everything, and he appreciated the paper so much. He stood up and said, that is one of the best papers I have ever in this conference. So I have like all of us, a lot of respect. During my presidency, there was a lot of turmoil, but like the father, always he scolded me, but he stood by me, and I am very moved. I am very few words to say. Let his legacy live with all of us, and let us continue and hold the values he has imbibed in us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam. I request Professor Subhas Khanna to say a few words.
Thank you, President. I would like to say that even today, when we are at the fag end of the day, this hall also is nearly half full. I believe that our life is full of few moments of life. When you think back at your life, only those few moments we remember, and that makes your life. It's everything else is forgotten. And of the few moments of my life, apart from my wedding to my wife or to children, are the moments when I met him for the first time. I met Professor Udwadia standing on the gate of the hall in 1991 in an international conference of surgery, ICS, where Professor Bishop B. Krishnalal also was there demonstrating live endoscopy, and Professor Udwadia was demonstrating live laparoscopic surgery. Such people change life, not only of me, of many of people, simple, ordinary people like me. And this is what I would like to say. Someone who can touch and change your life with a golden hand. So that is what Professor Udwadia was. And as already said by Dr. Thangavelu, a smile, a glamour, a glow. The moment he will enter the whole hall will be brightened. Everyone will start looking at him. And that's what our father of IAGES and godfather of laparoscopic surgery, or father of laparoscopic surgery, Professor Udwadia was. May we keep following the path shown by him. May we keep doing ethical practice what he has shown, and that's what I would request God to allow us to do that. And I want to say all prayers. I want to offer prayers to God Almighty for eternal peace of such a noble soul. Thank you. Well, to say a few words. One surgery also started surgeons from microscopic surgeons as like him and experience and expertise, and you make them angels. So not just laparoscope surgery, we incorporate any part of the body. His family members, his son, Prof Udwadia, but he is traveling to Canada today. So he has given a video. It's a beautiful video. Please listen.
I need to thank all of you, particularly the organizers, for getting this condolence meeting together. As you know, on January 7th this year, he was many things to many people. He was a surgeon, he was a golfer, a healer, a teacher, a hero to some, a warrior to things he believed in. These are the roles he played in a life worth living, but these are not the roles he played for us in his immediate family. To our mother, Khorshid, his wife of 64 years and 2 days, he was a devoted husband. To his 3 children, he was a father who raised us, corrected and taught us, encouraged and comforted us, with a love ever present, always unfailing. For me personally, he guided me from boyhood to manhood and showed me what it is to be a man. Much of what I am today is thanks to him. and it will be the task of my lifetime to live up to his example, his expectations, and his love. My father joined JJ Hospital in the early 1960s, 60 years ago. His immediate boss at that time was Dr. Irani. Subsequently, his boss was Dr. Ganjewala, and then Dr. Rasik Patel, who is still alive today. And in the 60s, as a child growing up, I had very happy memories coming to JJ Hospital. And my dad would take me and my sister for emergencies on Saturdays and say, just 5 minutes, 5 minutes. And we would go home at 5 o'clock in the morning. In those days, the thrill of coming for an emergency as a child was, after the emergency, there would be at Opera House, at Gamdevi, there would be a juice wala open at 5 in the morning. So we would stop for juice and he would take us there. In those days, there were staff versus student cricket matches. And as a 6-year-old, I would be allowed to wear pads for the first time and use a season ball, which for me was a big thrill. But when laparoscopic surgery first started at JJ Hospital, let me remind you that it would take 2-car journeys from Pedder Road to JJ Hospital, bringing equipment to this hospital. And it would take almost 2 hours to set up the OT. Then we would have 2 car trips to take back the equipment. We were the electricians, we were the carpenters, we were the videographer, we were the cleaners, we were the supervisors, we were the surgeons. After every case, the instruments had to be dipped in in hydrogen peroxide for 45 minutes and then scrubbed clean with a toothbrush. All that we would do together, taking insufflators, light source, carbon dioxide cylinders, back and forth. My father taught me that the paying patient can go anywhere. It is the poor who are starved of choice, and we are bound to care for them. People pay the doctor for their skill, but for his kindness they remain in debt forever. The sorrow we feel when we lose a loved one is the price we pay for having them in our lives. But when we are sorrowful and look within, we see in truth we are weeping for the delight they provided us. Death, they say, leaves a heartache no one can heal. Love leaves a memory no one can steal. My father loved life completely and lived it intensely. He was a good and decent man who saw sickness and tried to heal it. He saw wrong and tried to right it. He saw sadness and tried to uplift it. For this, we shed tears for his love, joy for his fortune, honor for his accomplishments, and sorrow for his passing. He died holding the hands of his 3 children, and it is of great comfort. I was with him at the end, as he was with me at my birth. His parting comes with great sorrow and grief for my mother, sister, and brother. He was a great fire who burned bright, and we lived in his light and warmth for so long. On behalf of my mother, who so sadly could not be here today, my brother, my sister, and our extended family, I want to express our deep gratitude for those who mourn with us today and share our sorrow. Please keep our father in your prayers, and may his memory be a blessing. Your prayers for his soul and our family are deeply appreciated. Thank you. Thank you.
That is Prof Udwadia, his son. He is in Canada now. He is traveling to Canada. It is a wonderful video. I request our secretary.
I need to thank all of you.
I request our honorary secretary to propose a vote of thanks. On behalf of the IAGES Secretariat and the whole family,
Uh, I would like to thank all who have been here for the condolence meeting. I had the pleasure of attending first when he was presenting paper on laparoscopic cholecystectomy in Hyderabad ACCON. And there were a lot of speculations among the audience whether this surgery is going to stay or not. And that was during my PG days in 1912. And then I met him in SARC conference in Nepal. And he was very pleased that someone has come from a small town to learn laparoscopy in a SARC conference. And in this conference, he asked me to scrub the thing and put in the trocar in one of the patients. And there are many more memories. And we always remember him that we should do no harm to our patients. So I think we should carry with the legends the guidance which he has given. That will be the greatest Shobhanjali to the great soul. So once again, I thank all those who have participated from Zoom as well as from the YouTube channel. Thank you very much. With this, we end this tribute meeting of Professor Udwadia.
Please join.